Down and back. Up and back. Hello gang, and welcome back to the Novice Lumberjack, where I'm going to try and get a little scientific or something like that, I don't know, with this chain sharpening stuff. So what we have on here is a Husqvarna C83. In my last video I was talking about how I believe that these depth gauges from Husqvarna that are meant for the C83, I feel like they have your rakers a little too short. All right, so right here, that is the hardwood setting. All right, I can still feel just a touch of the raker right there. This is not a file, this is a filler gauge. But anyways, but we're set up, that's on the hardwood setting. If I went over here to softwood setting, then there's a considerable amount protruding from the top there. All right, so I do have it set up for the hardwood setting. You may or may not be able to see there. I don't know. Anyways, so I wanted to measure what that actually is, and I've already pre-measured for you. Got a straight edge right here. We lay it across the top of these, and right there that's where we're at. I can pass through there easily, but I can still feel it touching both the straight edge and the raker gauge. That right there is 22 thousandths of an inch. 22. So these rakers on the hardwood setting right here are at 22 thousandths of an inch. So what I'm going to do, I thought about going back and forth and doing timed cuts and stuff. I'm not going to do that because it just takes a lot of time and effort, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sharpen this again, measure again how far it drops that raker, and see, you know, maybe it gets it to 20 thousandths of an inch instead of the 22 thousandths of an inch. You know, whenever I sharpen the cutters, they will get shorter, which in turn makes the rakers taller, sort of. And I'm going to do it with a different size file because Matt put it in the comments, and I've heard it before, but he reminded me, switch to a smaller file whenever you're way back here on the tooth. Okay, gang, so here we are. We're back. Uh-oh, there it is. Okay, so I figured it out. The next step down from your 7/32 is 13/64. So if you see, this is the 7/32 right here. It really fills up that hole. And it fills up your gullet all the way from your links down here to the top plate. And it's probably slightly too big whenever the tooth gets shorter like that. So we're going to swap out for this 13/64. All right, so here we go. Glasses engaged. May not be the best camera angle. Probably need to be over there. So we're going to swap this out. Okay, let's see how this works. Probably going to be pretty tricky for me. All right. You can see on that top plate there where it doesn't touch the top of this file. So what has to happen is I've got to get this on the back side, the side cutter, removed so that my file goes backwards. There we go. I'm making contact with the top plate. Whoa! I hate it when that happens, but it happens. That's probably got it right there. There we go. There it is from this side. So it has a nice hook. It has more of a hook than, say, this guy, because we're using a smaller file. Okay, so here we are from the other angle. This is the tooth. Yes, yes, it's the tooth. All right, so I'm going to try. I dig out a little bit on the bottom like this. All right, then I go down and back. That's probably enough. Then I go up and back. That's a nice tooth. I'm always way better on this side right here. Can you see those little bumps down there? We're just trying to smooth that out a little bit. You don't have to get fancy with it. Down, back. Make room for your file. Up and back. There we go. I'm knocking out the metal shavings, cleaning out my file. Up and back. Down and back. Up and back. Down and back. Up and back. Oh yeah. Take a look at these teeth. It's pretty sexy right there. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. That does look pretty damn good, doesn't it, guys? Yeah. All right. Okay, so now we put it in the wood. See how she cuts. Almost forgot. We need to check the height of the rakers now that we dropped the teeth down further. We were at 22 thousandths of an inch. We're still at 22 thousandths of an inch. So we did not remove enough anywhere to realistically say that we made a difference in the raker height. Now that one right there, I can feel that one a lot. But, no, we're still at 22 thousandths of an inch. So, Okay, now we can see how it cuts. All right, so here we are. Again, we're using the same saw, even though in the last video I was like, I think the chain would be better for a more powerful saw. I want to see if I fix the issues with the chain being too hungry. So anyways, this right here is white oak. It's hard as nails, and we're gonna give it a shot in this, and then we'll try it in some pine. But for right now, this right here, shoot, I can't get my thoughts together. Charlie Briscoe ported this saw, and he seems to think that I was a little bit too lean. I went ahead and fattened it up about 1/8 of a turn. We're gonna see how she runs. Keep in mind, these saws, the Echo 590, the 620, this Shindaiwa 600 SX, they're very cold natured. And whenever they warm up, they lean out. So you'll hear a lot of burbling at first. Considering this wood that I'm cutting, that cut fantastic. Got a big old branch coming off over here that's as hard as snot. We got a knot right there. I was having to cut crooked because of the way this swells out, and the way that this log swells out, whenever I go in, it's kicking my saw. So all things considered, it's cutting amazing, and I'm super happy. All right, I've cut in this I don't know how many times. That feels very good. So let's do another one. Cuts very nice. Goodness. That's big and heavy. Let's see how it does in this here pine. Give it a little bit more fuel. Keep in mind, boys and girls, that's a 22-inch bar, not a 20-inch bar. That's how much pine we're cutting here. That's a healthy chunk, and it's walking right through it. It's really great. Out of gas. Perfect timing. Yes, last cut and everything. All right, so thoughts are, that's probably the best chain sharpening I've ever done, which I know isn't saying a whole lot, but I'm proud of myself and I hope that you are too. Definitely whenever going down to a smaller, when the tooth gets smaller, I think it's good to switch out from your 7/32 to a 13/64. This is with 3/8. It's still a little bit chattery. It is still a little bit too hungry. Like whenever I sharpen this again, it'll probably be even better without even having to touch the rakers. So if you're sharpening a C83 chain, and you're using the Husqvarna depth raker gauge, I think don't be so eager to get it completely flat with the surface. Unless you're cutting pine, and then it's not such a big deal. But whenever, you know, I do a lot of oak, and even on that hardwood setting, 22 thousandths of an inch to me, in my wood here in Georgia, 22 thousandths of an inch is too deep. You know, you're getting too big of a bite on this hard oak. It's hard. So anyways, but I'm very happy. I'm not going to mess with that chain again until it dulls. Whenever it dulls, I'll sharpen it again, but without touching the rakers. Runs great. And yeah, Charlie, you were right. It was a little bit lean, and it ran better, giving it a little bit more gasoline. Witness!